not a vampire, not an alien. I'm not the fucking mummy, I'm a goblin.
Greetings, my goblin nation, my evil villains, my goblins. Anyway, welcome to a review of Artemis Fowl. So I watched this trailer from After the Fast when that trailer came out, and I was like, oh, there are goblins in it. I need to watch that if there are goblins in it. And they're not a big thing because I'm the twisted goblin, so I'm always like, oh, goblins, please be a big thing. Nope. The only times a goblin, it is this fairy tales kind of thing, world. Think about a Harry Potter kind of a fantasy world, and it's cool, it's awesome. I actually like the characters, I like what they kind of do. The goblins are more villainous, like, because they're goblins. There's also dwarves. Dwarves are little people that have steal easy. They love stealing because that's in their nature, but also digging. Dig. They love digging kind of thing. So, but then there's this big dwarf. He's like, he is a little bit bigger than the rest. He's not human size, but he's like very tall kind of dwarf. So he is like a 16, 18-year-old height of the kind of thing. While he is so nobody believes he's a dwarf. It's like, I'm not a dwarf. It's like, I am a dwarf kind of thing. It's like, I'm a big giant dwarf. And then there is this son, the Fowl's family. The Fowl's family is his father, and he is too smart. This kid is too smart, gets trouble in school. It's like, I get trouble in school because I'm so smart. He could be Jim Carrey's kind of son, but Jim Carrey is much more funner, and it's that kind of thing. So he's this genius that's a little bit like, oh, I'm too genius for this school kind of thing, and so yeah. So he leaves school kind of thing, does his own thing, goes with his father, but his father is always kind of, he's also rich. We find out he steals stuff, and that's what he finds out after his father got kidnapped. Then he is like, my father, what? No, my father would not do that. He's a hero. He's a hero. It's like, my father would not be a villain. You would not be the villain of the story. But he is. Because the reason he steals stuff is to keep it out of hands. Because the fairy world is real, and he kind of thing. He didn't believe that, so he's like, yeah, I love the stories what my father say. I love hearing those stories about fairy tales and kind of thing. But doesn't mean I believe everything. So like, I'm more like, yeah. And he goes into this world kind of thing. He kind of sets this off. Everything happens on, and we also get introduced by this young fairy kind of thing. That's this movie is very much for the young youth kind of thing, for kids kind of thing, like Sonic Hedgehog was, but Sonic was more a comedy. This is more an action for kids kind of thing. It's fun. I actually got interested, but it is very interesting, like for 12 or young teenagers kind of movie. And he goes in this fantasy world kind of thing. He knows about the fantasy, but he gets picked up knowing that his father kind of got kidnapped, and he has to find out where the kind of thing is. This holocron thing, dark kind of thing, something that's so powerful, can teleport people from other kind of space, from things, can do this very powerful thing. This object, this obelisk kind of thing, can really be very powerful. So he has to find this. And as a smarter kind of thing, he knows about the fairies. The fairies kind of thing. He has to be invited. The fairies need to be invited. So he invites one fairy. He finally got that fairy when first control wanted to learn the humans. Also, his father is also kind of shunned in the fairy world as the bad guy. But he's not the bad guy. That kind of thing. Anyway, so he goes off. He goes away. He dies, but kind of thing. Now he has to find it. He doesn't know where it is, but he just needs to find it. He goes kind of thing, gets the fairy. He has this plan kind of thing. He has kidnaps one fairy. The army comes, like everybody, a whole army comes of fairies. Like no, a whole army of fairies comes. Like this is like I'm like, is this not a little bit overkill? You don't know this kid. And yes, you have to be careful that kind of thing, that people are not here, that people will not come and get him. Well, that people don't know about the fairy world, like all that crap. Like, oh yeah, that sounds like a good idea to make sure kind of thing. But then this also gets narrated by the big dwarf that's imprisoned by kind of thing, and. He is like, first he got into jail 400 years, kind of thing. Then he had some trouble with some goblins. Those goblins didn't like me because they work for me. All goblins work for me, kind of thing. He kind of got that thing. Got out of it because they needed his help. In here, this time portal, this time kind of thing is kind of so that humans will not find out, kind of thing. And the smart ass, Artemis kind of thing. Artemis is first kind of thing. He needs to gets the kind of thing. He lets somebody. They want the obelisk. They don't know they don't. He doesn't have the obelisk. But then they get this dwarf in. This dwarf can be can literally growl into it. Then he starts to get friendly with the elf. It's like, yeah, you know what? I know how it feels. I have a kind of thing. I can trust you. Like they win some trust with each other. Don't know why. Don't know how that is part of his plan. But he does this. Then he lets them go. When they go after the dwarf, then they see it, and it's like, okay, now we cannot let the others know. It's like, they know, kind of thing. They already know. Sorry, kids. Like. Oh, so like now I have it. He cannot know the code, kind of thing about this thing. So the dwarf was the perfect kind of fit for opening it, because dwarf is really good in opening kind of thing, and so he did that. Now he got the philosopher's stone kind of thing, but then somebody takes over. The villain takes over, not the villain, but the right hand. Well. Some lackey of the villain takes over, gets it kind of thing, tries to get it, gets in there, gets this troll, like a really big giant troll. I think about Harry Potter, the first movie, when this big troll is. This is the same, but then with a smart ass called Artemis kind of thing in his house. That troll comes in, they try to fight it, goes everywhere, trying to shoot it, doesn't work, he falls on his back. Kind of thing. They've defeated, but by defeating it, it's also kind of killed the butler, and the butler is like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna die." And also the fairy's power got set off because she is kind of doing the enemy thing. She gets it on just in time to save the butler. So he's kind of like, now they have to kind of think. Now they do this with this power, and because humans cannot handle it, the fairy does it, and the fairy teleports the Artemis's his father back to him just in time, because he is like, "Hey, you failed." This is a fairy that wants the world to fear fairies again, that wants the world to suffer for making them just being fairy tale for the first war kind of thing, fairies kind of thing. And so that happens. He gets back, and that's pretty much the ending. Well, there was also this time loop that got destroyed, the time loop that collapsed us, and they have to kind of find out. She kind of got away from it. Then that thing teleporting. After that, she got the thing. After he gets his father, she gets the philosopher's stone. She gets that stone. Gets in the hands of her, and that kind of thing. There is also like, okay, now we have still some unfinished business, because their big enemy is there. She gets promoted for some reason, because she has the philosopher's stone. Her father has been done credit. Also, her father was the one that helped to get it in the hands of the human kind of thing. Anyway, so now they're kind of there. Now they're there, that's kind of thing. And we also find out he has now a team, because they go with the car. Sure, the humans still think he is his father is is a villain of the story, and that's why he is like, I'm the son of genius, a villain genius kind of thing. Because for the humans, he is still a villain because his father steals everything to make it out of the hands, and also kind of thing. And now they save the dwarf because he got captured. He's like, I let my capture so you would kind of believe it, so you would stop kind of chasing it. And he gets rescued by the kind of thing, and then they get away kind of thing. And that because now they go after the bigger villain. It's a cool movie. I like the movie. It's very much for young teenagers, right? And you can see it, but it's still interesting, more interesting than the action movie from the war movie I saw, kind of thing. So yes, this one is a 9 out of 10. I feel like a solid 9, maybe 8.5 kind of thing. Between those kind of thing, it's a really good movie. Anyway, gonna end this video here. What you guys think? Do you guys love it? Are you guys like, no, I don't like it? Just watching kids. Why would I watch a kids movie? Let me know all your thoughts, but I feel like this could, I mean, it's not so hyped as kind of thing, enough people kind of thing, but this feels like it could be something real good. Could be like this Harry Potter kind of style franchise for the kids nowadays, because Harry Potter was in my time kind of thing. Now this is kind of thing. So anyway, what's your thoughts about it? Do you guys like it? Do you guys not like it? Let me know all your thoughts down below. And goodbye, good night.
Then the days got worse and worse, and now you see I've gone completely out of my mind.